On today's episode, we are finishing the Aero and focusing on the rear end of the car. We've got some goodies that we're installing. Very excited.
This is a 9 Lives Racing Big Wang kit. I have the other parts in the back. We have a livery on it from Spinny Whoosh. This is the Mazda font. It's sick. So it comes with this black vinyl underlay that you put on first, and then you overlay the white. I'm no professional. There are definitely some issues in this, but like, I mean, from here, which is maybe 3-4 feet, it looks perfect. So when it's flying by on track, it's gonna look awesome. I got this idea from a buddy of mine, Eric Coutil. He's got it on his, well, had it on his EG hatch. I absolutely love it. I think it looks sick, and it's gonna look sweet when it's on the back of the car, because when you look down the front, you'll see the Mazda on the wing. I bought this used from a local guy. Thanks, Austin. So it came already assembled, had the end plates on it and the wing. And then I bought this gurney flap from 9 Lives. It was fairly cheap. He also gave me the uprights, which, one sec, which look like this. There's 2 of them. And then there's also hardware that did come with it, but I lost, so I had to rebuy. I've already installed one of these, so that's why there's only half the hardware. It comes with this strip, which is a wedge. That way when you bolt this into the trunk of the car, the pillars to be parallel with the sides of the car. Comes with all the hardware you need. This is body hardware, this is wing hardware. Tools, I'm using a 11/32 drill bit as the main hole, and then looks like a 3/32 for a pilot hole. You also need painter's tape, a Sharpie, and a tape measure to take the first measurement. So let's get to the back of the car. I've already done one of these, but I'll show you what we're doing on the other side. So this is probably unnecessary on the track car since we don't care about the paint finish. You're gonna wanna take a measurement here, and it's 13.5 inches. So that is 13.5. I took it from the outside of kind of where this intersection is right here. 13.5 inches is marked there on painter's tape. I ran a piece of tape on the inside here and then lined up the end plate. The line for 13.5 intersects with where the upright intersects with the body, not the front of the radius. So line that up, and then I just Sharpie marked those holes there. You'll see there's 2 sets because I originally did it kind of flat to that part, and then I redid it where it is angled to kind of be centered. That's what I did on the other side, and it worked out well. So we're gonna run with that. So we're gonna do this bottom hole, bottom of this 8, and then I believe actually the top of this one. We'll pilot hole them, we'll drill them out with a bigger drill bit, and then we bolt this together. It's honestly extremely simple. This will probably take me 10 minutes total, 15 minutes to install this wing. I figured it was gonna take a lot longer than that, so props to Johnny at 9 Lives. This is a nice kit, so let's get to drilling some holes. Aside from my soul. If you have a trunk liner in, like a seal, you want to make sure that you're not rubbing the drill on it. You can burn through it if you rub it with the collet on the drill, so just keep that in mind. And then the next piece is this. It's like a milled piece of plastic or Delrin. It is milled at an angle, so if you look, the top here where my thumb is thin, the bottom is thicker. The thicker part goes towards the taillights, the back of the car, and it just keeps the alignment of the wing and everything square. That just sandwiches, and then the wing goes here with the logo out like that, and then you run your 3 bigger bolts through there. The next step is everybody's favorite. So the uprights are on and the wing is just resting here. As you can see, there's some gap. And what I'm gonna do is put these upper holes in first with a bolt on each side. So I have like a pivot. And then I'm not sure what angle of attack we're gonna run yet. So I'm gonna reuse the holes where these spots are already nicked. I'll do some research or talk to Johnny and see what kind of angle we wanna run to match the front splitter setup, because obviously the more downforce you have in the front, you're going to want to match it. You want a balance of downforce instead of either too much front or too much rear. Once it's mounted, I mean, it's just undoing those other bolts and pivoting it. Let's get it thrown up there because I really want to see this thing in its true position. It's going to look so sick with the hood shot. I already got a glimpse of it from over there. This hardware is all 10 mils, by the way. I think it's all angels just walk by. It's literally as easy as that. I was wrong. It doesn't look like you used 2 bolts. This must have just been a different position he was using at some point. And again, I don't know if that angle is correct, but it's gonna be good for now. This thing's all dusty already. And it's actually incredibly, not that I really had any doubts, incredibly stable. As you tighten these and it pulls them in, since they're both pulling outward, it actually creates a lot of stability without needing any sort of X-bracing or anything that would affect aerodynamics poorly. So there's the look from the front. And as you come up, you can see the Mazda on the wing. Side profile, obviously it doesn't have any doors on it. We have doors, they're just not gutted yet. But man, we are looking good. It looks like a real race car now with the front splitter, all that stuff, the blacked out vented hood and fenders and everything else. So we are making some good progress.
Look at how close this is. Look at that. My God. I think it's partly just dumb luck, the setting that Stefan, you chose. I think if we had gone just a little closer,
It would not fit.
I don't think it would fit.
No.
I don't know.
It's definitely a pinch point right now. Like, you can't close it from the center of the trunk.
Yeah, so that's great. These notches, not too bad. Pretty straightforward on how to do that. Last bit of aero. We were working underneath the car before with the rear bumper cut. Last thing is gonna be this. Boom, diffuser. Spike Performance, Jim came through like the last shining piece of our rear aero. So cannot wait to get this installed, and this is what we're gonna finish today's episode on.
So the kit comes with 2 of these brackets, 2 of these brackets, and 4 of these nut and bolt kits. We'll show you how these go up on the car. We just did a dry fit to make sure we were right. It's really simple, and it allows for a lot of really cool adjustability.
You can also run a tow hook. So we've got that bent bracket up right here. So this is the bent bracket. Let me move this away, and the tow hook. And Stefan, we were able to modify this, right? To make it fit?
So this is the AWR tow hook you saw us install in an older episode. We just pushed the splitter up onto it and kind of sharpied on the splitter where it interfered, took it over and cut it, just like cut a slot out of it. And now the splitter passes through this, and we have access to the tow hook from the bottom, which is important.
And then on an earlier episode when we installed these brackets, the front ones are what we actually connect to. So yeah, what's this bracket back here?
It's actually the rear brackets.
Oh, the rear, yes.
Yes.
Those are the front ones.
So we don't use the front brackets in this setup. If you have a ladder brace, you'll just sandwich this. The ladder brace will go on the bottom, this will go in the middle, and then the subframe's on top. This flat plate, there's a bigger hole, a bigger slot on one side. That's for the subframe side. Narrower slot up here, that's what's gonna go through the splitter. And you'll just see those slots, and you press it up, line it up, and we'll show you guys how we do that. And you're gonna wanna kind of square it to the car, because with all of this adjustability, you could put it on really however you want.
Oh yeah, it could be totally off.
Yeah.
And I'm actually surprised too. It looks like you even have some adjustability height-wise to kind of angle the diffuser. So
yeah,
we'll have some fun with that.
We did a pretty savage rear cut, so we could push this thing pretty high.
Let's get installed. Yeah.
Aside from my soul, there goes a sight from my soul.
Well, now we have a rear end to match the front end. Between the 9 lives, spoiler, spiked stepping up with the diffuser. A lot of things coming together in this episode.
Yeah, it feels very close to being ready to put on the ground. It's not very far from it, but it's not as close as it feels. But we're getting there. We are getting there.
Yeah, not sure exactly what the next episode is, but just stay tuned as we start buttoning up this car. Thanks for watching. Damn it, Dylan. What am I gonna set this on?